New figures released by the RSPCA suggest that more than half of pet owners say that the grief of losing an adored pet is just not taken seriously enough. 57% also say they feel they have to hide their sorrow and that there's a stigma about being grief-stricken because you've lost your pet. Maybe that's exactly how you felt. Maybe your pet was one of the family. You couldn't love anything on earth more. So how did you cope when you lost your beloved pet? Do you think maybe that is something people just don't understand and don't take seriously enough? Let's start with you, Calum.
So I'll back the animal and pet lovers here. I completely understand that because the love for a pet is immense. I rescued a cat recently, and this cat actually changed my life for the better. No word of a lie. Even at my age, right? It just it opened me up.
We can see the cat there.
Oh
Divine.
Yeah, no joke. It opened me up to being a better person and allowing love in. But on that note, in today's world, in real life, you can't expect to take time off because your cat passes. And I think that if you don't have a pet, you would definitely feel that way about it. But I think that you can't really expect to have time off of work because your cat passes, even if you love it, because it's still a pet. Although people love them, I love them, I don't know if it warrants taking time off of work.
Oh, I'm going to come to Paula last because she's the lawyer. Let's go to William now. I mean, people say that their pets are their children, that they love them exactly as much. I mean, I've seen people who've just lost a dog walking around in a sort of like a haze of grief. They look absolutely distraught. You know, they miss everything about that dog or cat or whatever it is desperately. So should they be given time off work?
Well, you know, a dog is often a far greater comfort than your wretched relations.
True.
And literally, they're the ones that give you the love. They're unquestionably. We have a fox red Labrador. I mean, when he passes one day,
there's Cyrus.
Cyrus. And actually, we've just purchased at the weekend a new friend for him called Red, who's a 5-week-old fox red lab, and he'll be joining the family in September. And it's something that, you know, we're going to be darting home to see them and to help bring up that puppy. And when dogs die, it completely takes the wind out of your sails, and there's a massive blow. And sometimes worse than when wretched Granny goes. You know, the dog.
God, I'd like to speak up for all grandmas. I can't have anybody saying anything bad about grandmas. My goodness.
There are people out there who know what I'm talking about. Not mine. Not my grandparents. But I'm sorry. Can you imagine trying to put this legislation through about what constitutes your beloved pet? Because some people might find that when their hamster, their guinea pig goes, or their pet rat, their pet snake, they have to take 3 weeks off work. There is, to be serious, I think the statutory 2 weeks off if you lose a child under the age of 18. I think that's completely understandable. It's about understanding the relationships, within the workspace. And I think if you appreciate that someone's having a difficult time, talk to them, say, look, maybe take an afternoon off, go to the pet cemetery. Look after your colleagues. But absolutely, as a rule of law, completely insane. No, of course not.
Because we have a lawyer here. Does it make sense in law to enshrine in law if your beloved gerbil should pass away, or adored dog or cat or whatever, or horse, of course, that you should take time off work and be allowed to, entitled?
So we do have flexible working. But is that a policy that's actually seen through by many employers? And I'm sure employees will tell you hardly ever. And I do think that it's important to enshrine a compassionate leave clause in your employment contract, a generalised one that could cover the dead viper or the dead tarantula or whatever.
Could it?
Or whatever it might be. Absolutely, because if you're saying, look, I'm really struggling with this, employer, please can I take the afternoon, please can I take the day, unpaid or whatever it is, to deal with this loss that I'm going through. You know what, Vanessa? My children are going to leave home at some point, and my wonderful husband might one day decide to leave me. But Lola is not going to leave me.
Like, Lola, we can see
Lola's my little
Lola. Lovely.
Like, that's unconditional love. And when we talk about British values, people always say, oh, well, what are British values? What are British values? You can easily put your hand up, can't you, and say our love of our animals and how we treat them. We truly treat them as part of our family. And I don't have a problem with within the workplace, us recognising that.
All right, let's go to Christine in Surrey. Christine, I think you've been through it. Tell us about your lovely dog.
I have. My dog died in 2004. He was a Labrador we'd had from 6 weeks old. He was going to be a guide dog, but failed the medical. And we kept him, and he was a much-loved pet. he was put to sleep on my husband's birthday, which wasn't a great thing, at home, and we were both in bits. I certainly couldn't work. I had to phone my place of work and say, I'm sorry. I mean, I couldn't have driven to work safely. And the thing I think about now is we've come a long way since 2005. People have animals now for emotional support.
True.
People have animals as assistant pets, not just dogs. There are other animals too. And when they die, people are going to be, understandably, extremely upset.
Christine, when you rang in to work and said, I just can't work today, our dog has just been put to sleep, and you said you couldn't have driven, you definitely couldn't have worked, were they sympathetic at work, and how much more time did you take off apart from that day?
That was the only day, and the sympathy was fairly limited, but I was in a role where I was looking after other people, and it wouldn't have been safe for me to do that. Not at all.
The sympathy will come from other animal lovers. You know, the sympathy will come if you own a dog or if you own a cat. This, just a little story. This cat recently came into my life, and it was a rescue, showed up at my house. But then I found the owner. The owner said, we allowed her to come to you, but she's 18 years old. So then I start looking up how long cats live for. It's till 2021. So I'm like, this cat's come into my life. I absolutely love it. The other day, it stopped eating, and my life, everything came to a halt, right? She goes and lies down in the grass outside, and I went and sat with her, and I'm thinking, is it over right now? Is this the last one? And I was really, was very, very sad about it. But realistically, I then couldn't call my workplace the next day and expect them to say, oh, sorry, take some time off work. I just don't think it's real. In now day and age, everybody's got to keep going. Everybody's got to keep doing it. It's sad that's the case in many ways because it's a relentless grind, but we can't really expect those kind of things.
Okay, don't leave us hanging with her lying on the grass.
No, she's alive. Yeah, she's alive. She woke me up this morning. Everything's fine.
Absolutely panicking here.
Yeah, me too. No.
Let's go straight to Kate in Essex. Kate, what do you feel about this one? Thank you for ringing.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi.
Yes, well, I've actually been on both sides of this. I've lost my dog and was devastated and couldn't really even speak about him or took anything within after about 6 months. That's how bad it was. But I was an employer, and at the same time, one of my employees also lost their pets. So I could see both sides, and for me to expect her to come into the salon and perform for me to her clients as she normally would was completely unrealistic. And I too was in the same situation when I lost my pets. So I feel that it should be at least, if you haven't got holiday due to you and you've used it, then you can take unpaid leave for a week, but at least up to a week for you to just decompress, and just get your head around it, because it's something that affects your life 24/7, whether you're at home or you're not. The minute you walk into your home, if you've been out 12 hours a day working,
everybody says it's just it's a kind of absence of the greeting and of enthusiasm and just the love.
Nice.
It's a tremendous bereavement of love. Kate, thank you so much. Thank you very much for that.